good morning, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you back. And some new faces as well. Really glad to see you. This is the third IndieWebCamp in Nürnberg. I'm really glad to have you in Nürnberg again. Hope you enjoy your stay. Some of you spent almost the whole week here. Just before we have some organizational things, you might have noticed that there is a counter with coffee and drinks and whatever. Serve yourself, please, as much as you want. We've got Wi-Fi. Actually, I messed up our Wi-Fi controller settings, so I can't change the name to IndieWebCamp. I'm really sorry. You have to use a coded version one. It's not active. The credentials are on the chalkboard here. We also have toilets. You might have noticed there at the entrance there are two of them. On the left side, the light turns on automatically, so just walk in on the right side. The switch is on the right side behind the door, so unusual when going into it. What else? Actually, we have two code of conducts applying. There's the IndieWeb, there's the IndieWeb code of animal. I think so. I think famous. There's the one on the IndieWeb.org website. Please go there and have a look at it. We also have one for the space here. It's in that beautiful frame over there, in German and English, so you can read it if you want. I won't read it out now, but basically it says we're all nice to each other, we don't bother each other, and if you have a problem or feel kind of offended or something, please come to me, or you can also come to Philip, I think. He's working with me, so kind of a host as well. He's a really scary guy. What else? We're going to have lunch at, I think it was 12:30 or something. I hope it will be in time. I will have to leave at around 11 o'clock and fetch it. So I'm sadly going to miss the first session, though, anyway, in the demos. Those of you who have attended IndieWebCamp, the first day will be a day of discussions and sessions in the barcamp style. So we're going to have a session plan right after the demos, I guess, or like after the introduction. The last session will be at 16:55. What a strange time, actually.
I think every session is about 45 minutes, and then always a 5 to 10 minute break to actually switch to the next session.
We need to have a really time box so that we get a whole session started. There's written outside there. I don't know if it's really a good idea to be outside, but we can, of course. But there's also, we can use the lunch table there in my office. By the way, this space is part of my office. Actually, we're working over there, doing web stuff all the time. I hope you feel welcome. Feel comfortable here. Yes, that's it. So let's start with the introduction now, right? Oh, yeah, sorry. we have one sponsor. It's a third time sponsor actually. That's SUSE Linux, based in Nürnberg, and they're sponsoring it for the third time. This time it was my fault. I was really late asking them, so it's not that much of a sponsorship as the last 2 years, but still it's going to suffer for at least one nice lunch we're going to have. So thanks to SUSE Linux, who can't be here. Really, I mean, they're really nice guys because they don't have any requirements actually for doing sponsorship. They just do. Always think it's coming back. So thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that's it. So let's start with the introduction now, right?
Yeah, I can give a little intro to the rest of the day as well. So, hi everyone who I don't know yet. I'm Aaron Brecky, also one of the organizers. So yeah, today we're going to be basically breaking up the event into two parts. Today will be the sessions, discussions, and then tomorrow we'll be building stuff and making things with demos at the end. So demos at the end of tomorrow will be showing everybody what you got done over the weekend and what you learned and built. So who's been to a bar camp before? Or a bar camp style event? Okay, so most of us are familiar with this. The sessions today, we don't know what they're going to be until we all create them. So that's the fun part about this event, and it usually what actually happens here depends a huge amount on everybody who is attending, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, we should, we'll start with a round of intros, and for the introductions, introduce yourself, your name, your website, if you have one, and show something on your website that you recently did or are particularly proud of. And we'll try to keep these to like 3 minutes each, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on the intros. And then we'll do the, we'll break down and do session scheduling right after that. So there is we're kind of like oddly skewed to that half of the room, but I'm not going to make you all move up because there's only actually a few seats over here. But the projector is over there and the connector for the projector is over there. So you are going to have to walk to the front of the classroom to give your introduction. So I can start since I am already plugged into the projector.
One last thing.
Yes.
I forgot to ask you. Is there anyone in the room who has any questions against the photograph? So like take some picture of the event, and if so, please tell me now. I will obviously respect that. Great, thank you.
Great. Oh yeah, and that reminds me also, we are live streaming the sessions. So we have people remotely who would like to tune in and watch and participate as well. We live stream the introductions and the sessions in this room, and then the demos at the end tomorrow. And we also have, we'll have a way for people to join remotely and actually like have a video call where they can participate in the discussions as well, which will be in the second part. So the main room won't really have a two-way link, but the robot room will have a two-way link. So yeah, and then also we have a chat channel for the event. So I know a lot of you are already on that and familiar with it. And it's a great way to take notes on what happens during the day, as well as just keep in touch as we are doing things, and also for the evening events. If you go to indieweb.org/discuss, that has instructions. It's on IRC as well as Slack, and it has a website with logs. So you can join from any of those platforms. And there's links on that page if you have not yet joined. They're all connected. It's all the same chat room. And we are also a huge fan of documentation, if you can't already tell. So all the sessions we'll try to take notes during, which means if you're in a session, feel free to, and you're encouraged to take notes, and we'll do more instructions on exactly like where that kind of stuff goes when we start the session scheduling. Yeah, let's kick off the intros then. I will start since I'm already plugged into the projector. Okay, so I'm Aaron Paragi again. My website is aaronpk.com or aaronparagi.com, depending on if you can spell my name. The last thing that I did on my website that I'm a fan of is so I post a lot of stuff on my website. I post, like, of course, like photos and things, but also things like when I ride my bike. I will have a little map of the bike ride, as well as walking and trains and airplanes. So what I recently did was I made a page that counts up the total amount of time I've spent in each mode of transport. And now you can see time over there and distance over here in each mode. So I've spent 34 hours in airplanes this month and 5 hours walking this month. And obviously by distance, planes win by far. But I have traveled more by bicycle than in a car, except if you include taxis. So it's kind of fun to watch those stats change over time. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, who wants to go next? More time since you're up here. There's a lot of adapters up here too, so hopefully your computer can talk to this.
Martijn van Ven, this is my homepage, surname.se/first name, good luck. This is my profile page, which is just my homepage. I don't have a blog there. It lists everything that I could think of to list about myself. One of the latest things I did was that I've started to track my weight. So there we go. It's my weight this year. And one of the things I always show off is that the entire page with micro formats can be parsed, and you can get exactly just property name and its value. And in there I've hidden loads of stuff like, let's see if I can find a fun one, my weight at birth. And somewhere in here there should also be, there we go, I am a Slytherin. So all on my website. If you ever have a question about me that's not answered by the website, let me know so I can update the website. Yeah, that's me. Next.
I'm Sebastian, and this is my site. It has been like this for way too long, so yesterday I changed the header of it with a new profile picture and a name, and I finally got the red dot on submove.nl back. That was being from a way earlier one too, and I liked the design, so I put it back there. I post a lot of things. It's mostly just, does Aaron post it? Oh yeah, maybe I can post it too. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom, I work a lot with governments, opening them up their data and make them more transparent. As you can gather, that work is not done by far worldwide. I've been blogging on salesdata.org for the past 16 years, which I think is if you ask about what I'm most proud of on my website, I think it's been there a long time, so I like that. And in the past few years, I've been trying to bring more and more of the stuff that I do in other silos home to my own service and domains, like leaving email and taking it all back home. And the latest step on that is that I've started self-hosting Mastodon. I'm still trying to make it run on a Raspberry Pi. I brought it, so if we can manage that this weekend, that would be fun. But this is just one step of trying to bring everything home, and my orientation this weekend will be along the same lines. Thank you. Next.
What's the page?
Zylstra.org. Z-Y-L-S.
Just check the chat.
Okay.
That's family names, not like that. I even made it easier because it used to be IJ, not a line.
Hi, I'm Philip. This is my first time in an IndieWebCamp. It's a webcamp, right? I know there's a club and something else. This is my website. This is actually a purchase template because I have to say that my strong skills are not CSS. Let's see, one of the things that I've done recently, I haven't actually really worked on it, but I switched it to PHP, and so you can see it. I hosted it in GitHub. So I purchased the template, and it was a jQuery application that sort of made all the fancy stuff, and I refactored it to an Angular application, an old 1.2 Angular. And then since I've been working more with PHP, I decided to switch to PHP now. I did think about introducing YAML, because what I'm doing is that all the information is just on a big XML file, and it gets rendered into there. So I was parsing the XML to JSON to ingesting to Angular, and then now just switch over to PHP, which is a lot faster. And I like to figure out, I read on the GitHub site, I have to update my DNS so that I can get a certificate, an HTTPS certificate. I'm not really familiar with that, so if anyone has any prior experience with that, help a brother out. But yeah, that's it. And I'm really excited to see where I can go.
Hi, my name is Lars. I'm an editorial designer from Nürnberg. I'm responsible for the layout of various video game magazines and no websites. I'm a husband, father of two, so I don't have that much spare time. But because the print industry is dying, I have to expand my skills. So luckily in May, I had a little bicycle accident and broke my left foot 2 times. So I had an unexpected 6 weeks of free time. Wow. And I built this website. It's based on the Kirby CMS. And currently the only IndieWeb thingy on the site is a Realme link that I learned about and implemented at a homebrew website club here in Tolberg in July. And now I'm curious what I can take along from this event. Thank you.
Well, good morning. My name is Frank. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm from Utrecht. This is my first IndieWebCamp in person. I've sort of watched the live stream on the last one. This is one of the many websites I have, but this is actually my main one, Digging the Digital blog, that I've been using for about a year now. It's built on Jekyll, the static website generator. I started with a really simple sort of a free template which didn't have that much on it. And over the course of the last year I actually added more and more features of IndieWeb features and stuff like that. And one of the things that was missing, which I actually added a week or so ago, are tags and categories, which are, well, also I'm on Team Union. I added the tags, which all have their own page, and categories, which I hope for the readers makes it easier to sort of dive into my blog and read more articles and look for it. So yeah, that's it. And I hope this weekend I sort of get my head around the whole web mention thing and really start using it and sending out web mentions and receiving them and also understanding. Thanks.
Okay, I'm Jeremy Cherfus. It's my second time here, and this is my website, jeremycherfus.net. It's built on Graph, which is sort of a flat file CMS. it doesn't have a database, lots of caching. And the other thing in here is that, where am I there? I also have another site based on known, and this is a stream from known, and one of the things I'm puzzling about is how to, whether to do this all on one site or keep them split up like this, and I'm still not sure about that. The latest thing I did was, I'm still in the process of doing, is trying to do some mapping, very rudimentary, using Trails, which is an iOS app, and trying to bring it in and map it on my site. That's going very slowly, mostly because I don't know what I'm doing. But this is sort of my main idea now, is to make this more easier for me to map where I'm going. This is my standard morning walk, so I've only done it once. My other walks will get in there as I make it easier. And that's me.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sven, svenknebel.de, and I have this blog where I've made a mistake of writing the entire blog system myself, which means it's still missing a lot of basic things, but what I have as the next goal in progress, more or less, these last 3 posts when I went to Tolberg today and over the last few days, more or less in the backend, they actually already have the information attached that they actually happened at Tolberg, but my site can't display that yet. So that's kind of the step. The backend already can store, hey, this was at this location, but I don't display it yet. So that would be one of the things I want to do on the weekend, is get nicer display for locations.
Ja, ich habe keine Webseite im Moment, aber ich kann es mal sagen. Nee, ich habe keine Frage.
Ja, komm, 6 uns alt.
Ich weiß nicht, was das heißt.
Ich weiß auch nicht.
Not sure what's happening. Basically, I'm Sebastian Lassi. I'm a photographer, photojournalist, documentary filmmaker from Düsseldorf, Hamburg. And well, yeah, it seems that my I don't know, my host is hacked. It says 1 and 1, which I tried to leave, which was not possible. It says warning: remote host identification has changed. It is possible that someone is doing something nasty. And that doesn't sound well, but what I did the last days was basically to put any social network that is for self-hosting on my server, because I was very active on Google+, and since Google announced that they will completely stop Google+, I just thought it would be nice to try anything out in about 2 or 3 days. So that was Hubzilla, that was a Mastodon server, that was things for MeWe, an extension, and yeah, I don't remember, but now the server is hacked. And I don't want to blame anything of it. I mean, it could be anything, I'm not sure. But if anybody could help me leaving this 1 and 1 company, I would be very, yeah, happy. Yeah, it's on my way back. I should say hello.
Does it work? No. Okay. My name is Sebastian too. I earn my money as a system analyst and solution architect doing Java Enterprise, but in my spare time I do IndieWeb and lots of maker stuff. So 2 years ago I started IndieWeb page documenting my maker stuff. It works, but the last entry is on July 2016. Last year I started this with Jekyll as a static website. Now I want to switch to Nicola, that's much better, and that I'm trying for about a year because I don't have a real template. I hope I have a template, a kind of template, at the end of this event. And maybe you can see then anything. By the way, my beer rhythm is still trying to start the day. It's not good.
Laptops do we have?
All of them. All.
Just using Macish. So I'm Dominic, I'm a product person, I don't code. So last time I dabbled in Jekyll and I threw that away. So this time I want some results. I was happy with how my blog turned out. So yesterday I activated Gutenberg on my personal portfolio page because I need a new job, and that's how it looks like. It looks awful because it's one of the free themes. So I want to think about the information that I put on there and get all the content that I have in a ready-to-use format, and dabble with some Gutenberg blocks tomorrow.
The only thing I have is an USB port on my PC. I don't think that it works with the projector.
We're going to use USB-C? I have.
Oh, okay. Well, we can try. this from an Apple?
Yeah, it should.
Oh, well, I don't have an Apple. It's Acer.
Oh,
So.
sure. It should be USB-C. Give it a shot.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm trying. But you can also just go on my website. It's called adjust.de without an U. You can easily access it. I spent 5 days on it. It's a WordPress blog, and I'm not really experienced in any of this stuff, but I'm very proud of me that I installed WordPress, and that I can put some images on my website. I'm struggling with the menu, as you can see. It's yellow, maybe, on the front website, and I look forward to learn from you.
Great.
It's thinking. There we go. So, hi, I'm Rosemary Orchard, rosemaryorchard.com, and this is my website as it currently is. What I'm in the process of doing is, at the moment, I have my microblog, which is my social feed, and I am in the process of actually splitting that onto a separate subdomain, which is currently not IndieWeb compatible, and that's hopefully going to be my project this weekend, unless somebody comes up with a cool idea, which I want to work on them. What I've been making sure that actually happens is that web mentions make their way in here, because that's quite important when people talk, that I actually can see what they were talking about.
Hi, my name's Marco. I'm from Freiburg. I don't have a website. What I can show you is the problem I have. It's visible in my browser tabs. Here we go. I'm on Facebook, on Twitter, on Mastodon. I have a Tumblr, I'm on Medium, I'm on GitHub, I'm on YouTube, I'm on CodePen, I'm on nearly every damn service on the internet. And because I have as many hobbies as I have social media services as I'm using, and I have children, and I have a wife, and I have a house, and I don't have time to set up a blog, a website, or anything. And what I'm trying to do currently, as I'm learning a lot of stuff in terms of front-end development, I'm a front-end developer, is taking websites offline, creating progressive web apps. I actually did that with some projects I did on the private side. So my goal is to create a website next year, have a blog there, turn it into an offline web page you can put on your phone, you can put on your computer. Yeah, this is my first IndieWebCamp. I first heard about it 3 years ago. I was very eager to go to the first installment, to the second, to the third, go to Düsseldorf, at Beyond Tellerrand, and all the time I missed it. So this is I'm very happy to finally be able to join you all here at the IndieWebCamp. Thanks.
Yeah, my name is Jan. Normally my website would be janzau.de, but I'm currently in the process of rewriting the website and building my own CMS. I managed to push not compiled TypeScript version, and I haven't got it working again, but I'm not ready to roll it back because it was somehow defeat. So I'm hoping to get that working today or tomorrow, but then I will have my website back again.
So I'm Carl9.com. So I came all the way from England to do this thing. So I've had this website for about 10 years. Recently, the past 4 years, started doing stuff with IndieWeb. So this has been ongoing projects. I think this is probably my 6th, 7th IndieWebCamp. So I'm front-end developer primarily, although I kind of started out as a full stack. I do have some more focus now on usability and doing a lot of stuff with CSS, JavaScript. So my website recently, I made a few changes. At the moment, this is all based on CSS grids, so it kind of gives a more of an overview of all my latest posts. All my check-ins quite recently. I don't normally have this many check-ins, but some people keep checking me in spaces. So this is all supported for micropod endpoints, which, for those of you who've never heard about before, is one of the principal things in things with IndieWeb, which allows other people to post content on my website. I also support a few other things, such as web mentions, actually the most recent one. So recently did a post on Mink Data, and you can see these people on Twitter like that, or you posted it. So this is actually a hybrid kind of website, kind of based on PHP on the homepage, and then all of the blog sort of stuff is static generated. It's quite a strange way of doing things, but I found that with static generation, there wasn't quite the pace of change in allowing me to do all the IndieWeb technology stuff. So yeah, it's just a general overview of who I am. I also run a Homebrew website hub in London, so if you're ever passing by, feel free to come along. It's like this event, but every month. So I think we've got a sign-up page. Yeah, so we have a thing that happens. You can actually send a web mention. Recently started doing that, so next month we've got just me and one other guy coming. Thank you.
So hello, I'm Yoshi still. This is my website, jkphl.is. It's based on Typo 3, that's a content management system, some of you might know. It's basically popular in Europe, and that's what we mostly do in our company. I started this website on January the 1st, 2014, with the intention of writing a lot of blog posts. I think I wrote 7 of them until now. I must admit I didn't work on that for a long time, just because I didn't have the time for it. The website is taking web mentions, and actually it's an individual implementation I did like in 2014, but it's also taking comments you can do on this website and stuff. You see a lot of different sources here. Oh, it used to use Google Plus as well, by the way. I started redoing the whole plugin for that, which I programmed in 2014, because all of this is pretty outdated, and I should probably move to a new version or think about. At some point I wanted to drop it all and do something completely different. I'm not really sure what I'm going to work on tomorrow. There's one thing that's really a pain point because some of you might know I'm running quite a lot of events, and at some point I started to put some of the events here, but this is not all of them. I would have to add a lot of more, and I would also do post RSVPs on that. So this could be a thing I could work on tomorrow. And then on Thursday, Aaron had this OAuth workshop here where I got to pull my Foursquare, my Swarm check-ins, so that could be a thing I could add to that as well, but I'm not really sure.
All right, that's everybody. Awesome. No, that's great. I think we're ahead of schedule. So the next step will be to come up with sessions for the day. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Good morning. So if you're not familiar with the way that Barcamp scheduling works, basically, if you have an idea for something you want to lead a session on, you have all these little posters you can write that idea on those. Leading a session does not mean you are giving a talk. It means you are leading a discussion. You don't have to be knowledgeable about the thing you are leading a discussion on. You just have to be willing to lead the discussion. So feel free to propose anything if you would like to learn a particular thing, lead a discussion on that. If you would like to brainstorm about some new thing, that's great as well. So we have three things that need to go onto the post-its. The name of the session you want to lead, long enough name so we can remember when it's stuck on the board. Your name, so we know who proposed it, and a hashtag. And the hashtag is important for taking notes. Because we have a wiki where the schedule will live today as well as in the future, and there will be a page that matches the hashtag of the session where we take notes on the session. And then during the sessions as well, there will be a live Etherpad, which is like a text file that everybody can write in at the same time, and the URL of that will also be the hashtag. Etherpad.indieWeb.org/whatever that hashtag is. And everybody can take notes in there and listen to the lecture there. Am I forgetting anything?
When a session is being run, try to at least appoint one person to be a dedicated note taker. So everyone can get into the same URL in Etherpad and write, but it's been very helpful on other events to, at the start of your session, say, okay, who's going to really sit down and write down what we're saying? Because it's very easy to forget to write when you're talking.
And it's also hard to write while you're talking.
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to pass these around and spend a couple minutes thinking up sessions and writing down ideas. Nope, definitely not. Can absolutely do sessions on design aspects or just literally anything. Should involve somehow your website, of course, but there's no this is not a programming conference. So yeah, there should be some sharpies flying around. This one, and then what we'll do once we'll have a few minutes to write them down, we will actually come up here and quickly talk about your session and what you want to do during that, and then we will try to figure out. Feel free to stick it on the board somewhere, and then we'll work to move it around until we get a schedule we're all happy with. So that nobody's trying to do two things at the same time, and there's good progression throughout there. Yeah, any questions?
Is it one session per person?
No, feel free to do multiple. And we may end up combining sessions or scrapping some if literally nobody else is interested. We'll have more than a session.
Don't more than 6 because we can't run through the same time.
Very good. Very good advice. course, if your session is going to involve things that will need a screen, need a projector, then we'll try to make sure that we put it from this side. If it's something where it's just going to be discussion, that's a good candidate for that side of the room. Yeah, your name and a hashtag. Maybe I can make a sample. Yeah. Great. Okay, so you want to actually start? You want to describe this?
I want to describe it? Sure.
Great.
So I'm going to propose a session on microformats because a lot of the IndieWeb stack builds on parsing microformats of a website. There's almost always people who end up with microformats questions in the other sessions. And I am completely happy to talk people through what microformats are, how they work, how to add them to the website, why they might be conflicting on your website. If you're having a problem, come with them. So I'm going to propose that session. So I've just written the name of the session, gave the hashtag, which in this case, because the name of the session is one word, it's the same thing, and my name, and then it'll go on somewhere.
We can do a quick show of hands. Who would be interested in attending a session on microformats in order to learn more about what they are or how to use them?
Yeah, or just ask questions if you have questions.
Great. And I think that's probably a good one to do early in the day.
Yes.
So let's start. Why don't we
start
with that? You can take the projector room.
Do you need a projector?
Probably.
Okay.
I think you will probably benefit from being able to demonstrate things.
So if anyone else has written their post-it, just stand up, go like, I want to do this, who wants to be with us, and pick a time slot.
Yeah, I would like to do a session about geodata and maps. Maybe I've seen a lot of people have geodata on their website in one way or another. I would be interested in learning what's the best way to store it, which one should I keep, which one can I recreate, and what is the best way to show maps with all the data. So anyone interested in that? And I would put it somewhere.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a session about notifications. I heard that there was one in New York. I tried to watch it, but I didn't really finish it. But I scrolled through the thing. I think there is interesting, at least I myself would be interested in building a thing where I get sort of notified about web mentions and more of that stuff. A few ideas. Anyone interested in this? I'll put it somewhere. We can change it later.
If I mention, I thought taking into consideration using YAML to store my website data, so I'd like to have a discussion about YAML versus XML versus JSON versus whatever else. I'm not sure how this relates to microformats, but I'll just put it out there. Anybody interested? Or is this like obsolete?
Yeah, but as a sort of data, right?
As storage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll move the stuff.
Yeah, I don't think move. I don't think that's like a hard time.
I'm not sure how to name it because naming is hard, but what I would be interested in is a bit what he said with geodata. How can I store it, but not for geodata? Because I would like to, what is the best way to store like graph data, lexical data, the geodata, and all of the posts? Because there are many different ways to store it, and there are special databases for graphs and lexical data and so on. And I don't know them, but I'm not sure if anybody would be interested. Or if you work, or how static site generators come in like that, basically about storage. I'm not sure.
That might merge quite well with the YAML XML JSON.
Okay.
Could turn
They are
into
data
a
storage methods.
Yeah, we could
Okay.
turn into a storage session.
Then another thing which would be important for me is how to search across web servers. Because, for example, if you look at Mastodon, there is no real public search.
This sounds like a separate session, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
put that one up.
Definitely.
And then write a new one.
Just search or?
Yeah, search sounds like a good topic too. So yeah, put that one up with the, oh, you don't have a card yet.
No, that's not good. Yeah, because of naming.
So let's turn this one into storage.
Okay.
And then you can just join that one and then make a new one for search.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so I have pretty technical, I already mentioned it to a few people about IndieAuth for automated things so that readers can follow private feeds, things like that, because like the login part of IndieAuth is going, but for now it's always been interactive, so you are in a browser and logging into a site, and it would be cool to have that for automated stuff. But warning, that's going to be pretty technical, so I kind of want to have a draft of the specifications how that works. So.
And that specifically, it's more about the private content, like fetching authenticated things rather than about. It's not like an IndieAuth session. It's it's more about the ability to fetch
the specific
things.
application. Yeah. I call it automated IndieAuth or AutoAuth.
Okay.
So, like I said during the introduction, I kind of rolled into the whole IndieWeb thing, and in discussions with other people in my network, I kind of find out that they don't know actually what it is or how to get into it or start with it, or sort of, okay, so now what? So why should I have a website? So I propose a sort of discussion brainstorm called Indie Strategy. I want to learn and sort of pick your brains on how you got started, what did you do, both in sort of the way you work, the way the tools you use, and sort of make one post thingy about it. So, yeah. Anyone interested in helping me out there? Thanks. Let's do this after lunch then.
I have one. This is a topic I know nothing about, so I will be leading the discussion by asking hundreds of questions. WebSub, I want to start figuring out getting it set up so that I can do everything in one place, hopefully. And yeah, so I don't know if anybody else is interested in that.
What in particular, what's like a feature that you're looking for at the end?
I'm looking for a place where I can like read stuff and then comment on it, and that goes on my own site instead of just like dumping my stuff on Twitter or Mastodon or wherever, so that it's centralized on my website. Like
can we rename the session to readers?
Yeah.
So it's more about a
website readers. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry.
Cool. Reader session sounds excellent.
I'm gonna put that one here. And I have enough time to copy it.
This one's very good.
They're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a website, but I work with websites a lot, and I could imagine that some of you might be interested in getting your website or your blog offline, and so I could imagine having a session about offline as a service.
So it would be something like service workers?
Yes,
and stuff?
exactly.
Okay.
Service worker with manifest, having a probably PWA, like the progressive web app.
Perfect.
Someone interested?
Yeah.
Okay. Where to put it?
Might need a screen if you're going to be showing things.
Yeah, might be needed.
1500 is already too much.
Right after lunch challenge, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, the good news for 2 sessions, like we all know where we're going right now.
Oh, I would love to put it then to 1410 because I would love to go to Indie Strategy. That would collide. Yeah.
Thank you. We're in the beer.
I'm at the same campus, so I don't know much about it and I want to learn it. So
We're also enough ahead of schedule that we can almost get another session in before 11:45.
It would probably then only be a 40-minute session, but we can put 2 sessions before lunch if we start it off soon. So if there are clashes, we can just move stuff up.
So yeah, we're starting to get close to fill. So how do people take a look at this and figure out if there's something that is
Okay.
That was that?
Oh, right, sorry, I didn't realize when I started I actually wanted to attend that session too. Thank you.
Yes, this going to need a projector, and Aaron has to be in these two. So.
Do we have like little stickers Aaron required here?
Yeah.
Needs an Aaron.
I'd like to learn more about micropub and endpoints in particular, and how people approach having media endpoints, and maybe it goes with storage. I don't really know. But I've been playing around with different micropubs and trying to work out the differences among them.
Kind of fit after microformats.
Sure.
Well, I mean, if we
we
start
now,
with
we can do microformats right now.
Anyway, is that of interest to people?
Sure.
Yeah.
Put micro formats up?
Sure,
Yeah,
put it in the non-existing.
Hey!
And then everyone gets to attend it.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Yeah. So for the others, I think like the automated indie auth being alone doesn't really make sense, because I think it really only works for a small group, so we can put other stuff next to that.
How about we move it up? I want more 10 notifications as well.
Yeah.
This is not going to work fashion-wise for me.
If we move the search, we can probably put it next to this one, because they're very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably very different groups. I don't know if we need a projector. We probably don't need a projector.
We need paper.
So let's.
I roll paper.
And then let's move this down here for now.
Well, then WebSub could move up, and then we could have a play around session at the end. Unless people want to attend search and WebSub. We'll just leave it like
Anybody
that.
else have more session ideas? We still have a room.
We might come up with more session ideas over lunch.
Sure. Yeah. That is not.
I could do a session on accessibility, but there's so much about
How
accessibility
about
that
It's like we
introduction
could do
to
a whole
meetings
conference
that
about
vaguely
it.
accessible?
introduction to accessibility then, maybe. All right. Or
Because that's actually something that will
basics.
tie in nicely to the endpoints, because I want to figure out how I can give my images good alt tags so that they're actually readable.
If we're doing the scheduling, I'd really like not to be, I want to go to the YAML storage one. So if we could move the micropub one to a different time, that would help me. But
You could also move the storage one.
Yeah, we should move the storage one. I think we should move the storage one, because this does sound like probably a good second one. If I don't have to be there, then we could move the indie auth one up to that. Does anybody else feel comfortable leading the, actually explaining about micropub things? Aside from me, I know there's more people here who understand
micropub.
micropub.
But isn't going to the indie auth one. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's something. Maybe that wasn't what I said. Okay, so what about? Does anybody feel comfortable trying to explain micropub to others, or is that going to be me doing that?
It's going to be.
No, I'm fine doing it, but if you put automated indie auth next to it, I would
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
to
exactly.
So
I can do it too, but I can do it too.
so that's not going to work. What about? We need to move storage somewhere.
Why don't we move storage? Oh no, then there's 3.
Well, you can move this one too.
And can storage go with notifications or not?
Yeah.
Who's doing storage and who's doing notifications?
I would like to attend notifications.
Yes, me too.
Is that a different group from the storage group? It kind of sounded like it may have been.
Who wants to go to both?
Who wants to go to
Yeah,
both
kind of,
storage and
yeah.
notifications? Kind of, couple, okay. How about who wants to go to both search and storage? Who wants to go to both readers and storage? kind
see
of-
how far we get with it and then what remaining questions there are.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we
Anybody
could
else?
rearrange things after lunch.
Does this sort of thing fit after lunch? 3, okay, that's okay.
Because the only thing that doesn't have 3 are the, I mean, who would want to attend storage and the readers?
It can also move up. If people are saying, I don't care about microformats or I don't have any question about microformats, there's still the short session on top.
I like this one. The idea.
Is that a good idea? Does that work for everybody? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Can you move it? I can't reach. Okay. Then, this is, I think, enough to start with right now.
Yes.
And then during lunch we can reevaluate this if we need to. But otherwise we should be good to go. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to do...
Is it really outside or?
So the outside is either really outside,
You can also use the lunch table.
You can use lunch table, but even now, because most of the time we have only 2 things going on, we could just stay in this room and have one less thing.
The only downside to this is that it is kind of loud, kind of echoey.
Yes.
So it would be nice to have a separate room for the other
Okay,
sessions. So why don't we, is the lunch table a good
You
idea?
can use it, but it's pretty small, so it will be a small one. So.
Sure, okay. So yeah, why don't we say the lunch table for that one?
Okay.
And I'm going to go put the iPad with Hangouts over in that one so people can join that one remotely.
He knows everything about it.
Ah,
He's able to
yeah.
help us.